Hey squad, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Siwa. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you're a newbie, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. So as you can see from the title of this video, today I'll be taking you through a day of how I prep for my brother to return back to boarding school. So basically all my siblings and I went to boarding school. It's just a preference that my parents decided on. I don't know the reason behind it, but basically yeah, we all went to boarding school. But on the other hand, I really think that it helped us a lot in gaining our independence at a very young age, because once we went to varsity, we really didn't have a problem with being on our own or trying to socialize, because we are used to being around a lot of young people as ourselves, as we did stay in dormitories and boarding school. So please stay tuned as I'll be spending the day literally packing for him, ironing for him. I know it's a luxury, but that's what we gotta do as older sisters. So I have like a list of things to do. So I'll be taking you guys through the whole process and I hope you enjoy. So the first thing on my list is to actually help him pack his groceries. And I'll be showing you guys a few essential items that one should have in boarding school. I'm not going to show you everything because this is just filled with junk and everything, but I'll just take you guys through the most important things that one should have when going to boarding school. So firstly, I would recommend that you buy yourself a carrier bag, because you can't carry your grocery using plastic bags. That's just not realistic in boarding school. So you can buy a carrier bag because it's actually recyclable. You can use it more than once. So he got this one, he got it himself. The Ben 10 one, yeah, because he's a boy. So we have here, let me see if I still remember these cartoons, but this is Heat Blast. Yeah, Heat Blast. I don't know who this is. I used to just run around painting. So I'll be just unpacking now for you guys to see what you must really get. So firstly, he got his cereal, because as much as boarding school you have food that you get from the dining hall, sometimes you just really have to eat when coming back from the study, which is usually around noon, and you can just pop in a cereal or two. So he got two. Don't even ask me. Then secondly are these noodles. I think in boarding school it's very important to buy non-perishing foods, because you store, and since they don't have refrigerators, they have lockers where they store everything. So these come in very handy. We have juice, which you need to dilute because you can't buy your 100% because there's no refrigerator, as I said. Then we have also your instant porridge. He has two of these. There's another one which is a chocolate flavor. That one is strawberry. And then he has his washing powder. Like I said, a lot of junk. I'm not going to even try going through all this junk because it's just a lot. The most important items which you should not leave out are actually your sauces. So there is this Nola mayonnaise and tomato sauce. We literally mix everything with these. It could be your food, lunch, supper, everything. Your sauces have to be there. And then the reason why we also buy milk powder is because you can't buy fresh milk because it would just expire quite easily, and in boarding school your parents come once a month to see you, so you need to make sure that you have food which will last you more than a month. And the reason why it's boarding school, because it's far from home, so you can't have your parents visiting you every now and then, right? Then the other stuff are just his toiletries, which I'm not going to go through because yeah, I think that's private for him. Then toilet paper. But basically that's all the important things you need to get for your groceries. Then let's move on to the next stuff. So most of the packing is done. I just need to fold a few items which he left in the laundry. Then when that's done, I can put everything in the car, and I need to get him a bucket because sometimes they run out of water and they can't use the showers, so they need to use the buckets. Well, that's the reality of most boarding schools. So yeah, let's go do that right now. So while he's still packing stuff in the car, I just decided that I should tell you guys a few things which you might not be aware of when it comes to boarding school. So yeah, firstly, you have to come the day before the school commences. So if school starts on Monday, you guys have to come on a Sunday so that you can do your registration and pack everything, have some rest, then prep for school the following day. So also girls have their own residence, which we call hostels. So we have the girls hostels and the boys hostels, and we have, so my boarding school had 3 floors. So it was the ground floor, first and second floor. Each floor had its own matron who made sure that everything is smoothly running. As in the mornings we had duties to do, which we call duty. You had to sweep the corridors, clean the toilets, the showers, take out the trash, and stuff like that. So and the boys also have to do the same. Well, they call the person who looks after them the boarding master. So we have matrons, they have a boarding master. We were not allowed to mix the boys and the girls. Even in the dining rooms, we were separated. It was a huge hallway. Girls would be on one side and the boys would be on the other side. Speaking of dining room, it was a culture for us girls that you had to have a small eating utensil, like a small basin to eat or a small bowl, and we used teaspoons. Imagine eating supper with a teaspoon, because if you carried anything bigger, you would be frowned upon as someone who likes to eat. So you need to make sure that you had something that will control your portion. Yeah, and boys had the biggest bowls you could ever imagine. Some even eat using those 5 liter ice cream containers. That's just ridiculous, but it's boys. So yeah, we only mixed with the boys only in school. Weekends we only mixed if it was certain events like sports day or whatever. But we usually were logged in our hostels most of the time. We had a curfew. So remember, we had our supper at past 4, and you had to be back at the hostel at past 5 if I'm not mistaken. So if you were a prefect, you had to make sure that the gates are locked, because some kids used to escape and go clubbing or go to see the other boys. So I was once a prefect in my final year in matric. I had to make sure that all the gates are locked, even the bathrooms are locked, because some escaped using the bathroom windows. I had to make sure that the washing lines were locked, because some used to jump the fence there. So it was a lot, but it was very fun. So let me share with you guys a story, a very scary story that happened while we were still in boarding school. So this is when a person who was recently released from prison actually broke in our dormitory. I know, very hectic. So we were just returning from the school holidays the day before the school commences. Then here we are. So our dormitory, all the dormitories accommodates 8 girls. So it was 8 of us. I think it was in grade 10. So we come, we unpack our groceries into the locker, we do our beds and everything. We went to sleep. Oh, so we chat, how was your holiday, you know what, and then we went to sleep. We go to sleep. So here's the thing. We were not allowed to have cell phones in boarding school, but we just snuck them in somehow. So these girls in my... guys, I'm not going to say names or go into details because, yeah, in order to protect the name of the school and everything. So, but some girls had left their phones charging by the window, right? So anyone who's outside can see inside that there are phones, the screens were on. So you could see that, hey, someone is charging phones there. So this man goes behind the girls' hostels, cuts the fence, or he jumped, I don't know. But then it was around, if I'm not mistaken, 12, but just, in those awkward hours, he threw something in the window, right? And ironically, no one heard anything. It was only girls from the upper floors who actually heard the screen, who heard the windows cracked. We who were inside heard nothing. They even said maybe he did something so that he'll fall asleep, but literally no one heard anything. So he jumps in the window, which is now cracked. So I think while he was still trying to sneak in, he cut his hands and there was just blood everywhere. He goes, switches on the lights. How would you know where the lights are in our dormitory? How would you know if you're a criminal from outside? That was the ironic part. He switches on the lights, stains the switch with blood, takes out a gun, and then, so I was asleep, so I heard the girl screaming, and I was like, what's going on? You know, these girls are dramatic. I was like, ugh. And then when I tried to wake up, I see this black man who was shot. Guys, this was the most scariest person I've ever seen. So I stand up. I don't know how, but I saw myself standing in the bed, and then I just saw one girl spring running out of the dormitory. They all fall. I was like, I'm not gonna be left behind. I followed them. We ran outside. We screamed. And then that's how he escaped. So yeah, the matron of honor, the matron in our hostels wakes up. I was like, what's going on, girls? What's going on? And like, there's a man in our room, you know. So he didn't do any harm to us, but just the thought of having a man in our room was just, you know, scary. So they called the principal around those hours. And then in the morning, they called the forensic team to come take samples of the blood. You guys, we were like the talk of the schools. We were like those girls. We were famous. So here we are now in the morning. We're in our classes. So the principal sent one person to call all of us. So this person was like, the principal said I should call the girls who were attacked last night. So we were the girls who were almost attacked last night. So yeah, we were just, you know, it was the talk of the school at that point. But yeah, so that's one of the scariest things that we faced in boarding school. There's a lot that man was actually a regular in our school. Hey, I don't know, he just had something for girls in hostels. I don't know, he was just so creepy, but he was a regular in a sense that he would just come and stay sometimes in our windows. So there was like a fence, but our windows were so huge that someone who's outside the fence can see what's going on inside. So he would just stay. I don't know. I think he had mental problems. But yeah, hey, so that's what happened to us, and I wish I can share more, but yeah, I just don't wanna, you know, put people's names without asking if they're comfortable with the whole scenario and everything. But that's basically what happened to us. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you did pick up a few tricks of things to apply in the future should you have anyone going to boarding school in your home. And if you did go to boarding school yourself, please leave your hearts at the comment section. And if you didn't, well, anyways, please don't forget to subscribe. It's actually for free. Guys, subscribing is just like following a person on Instagram. It doesn't charge any money. So yeah, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.